Today is day 16 on the transplant list. I'm doing well. Dialysis is going great. I haven't recorded for a while, but I'll just keep giving updates every once in a while. I'd like to go over my second lupus flare a little bit. I know I've promised that the last couple of videos. With my first lupus flare, if you remember, I had some joint pain and some swollen glands and those type of things. Um, so we got that all under control within a 6-month period, and my body healed and recovered very well and went into remission, um, med, med remission with Plaquenil, but it was still a good remission. And then a couple years later, Robbie and I, my husband and I, got married, and um, I flared again about 3 months after our marriage. And this time, of course, I was newlywed and naive and thinking my body's going to change from, you know, having children or becoming pregnant or something like that. So I was cheering at the time for College of Southern Idaho and also the National Cheerleader Association, the NCA. So I went to an NCA camp in California, and while I was there, I started to swell. I started to have excess edema. And me, the young newlywed, thought, oh, I must be pregnant. So I didn't think too much of it. I thought, oh, when you're pregnant, you swell and those type of things. So I didn't really think too much of it. And I was in the sun quite a bit that week. And if you know the lupus rules, you're not supposed to be in the sun very much or have sunscreen on. But we were outside doing all of our practice for cheerleading, and I just kept feeling worse and worse over that week. And by the end of the week, I was in pretty bad shape. When I got off the plane, when I got home, Robbie and his parents greeted me, and they said something is wrong. So I went ahead and called my doctor in Salt Lake and had labs done. And it was about a 4-week process, and by the end of the 4 weeks, I had gained 40 pounds of edema, and I was in pretty bad shape. So they started me right again on the Cytoxan, the chemotherapy, because it worked so well last time. And again, it worked really well. I was on it for the 6 months run, once a month treatments, and it just brought me back into remission really well. So it's kind of a lesson on my part to, learn another way that my body reacts with my lupus. I have the joint pain for some of my flares, and I have the kidney failure or swelling. That's when I had the edema, it was my kidneys shutting down. And so, but they bounced back from that one. So I got really lucky. And have been very blessed in the whole process. I haven't mentioned much of my religious background, but I really, really believe that my Father in heaven has helped me through all this, and that He's given me the personality to handle it, which I appreciate. So that's for my second flare, and perhaps next time I'll talk about my third flare. But for now, I'd just like to give you kind of an update on the last couple weeks. For me, I said my dialysis is going great, and it really is. It's given me a lot of energy. I know dialysis is kind of a scary word sometimes, but it's worked for me really well. I'd rather have to do it every night than have to be tired all the time. And I know sometimes dialysis can make you tired as well, but I do have much more energy than I did before I started it. Also, I ate at a Chinese buffet the other day, And the next day, I was very, very ill. I threw up all day, and I'm pretty sure it was because of the Chinese food. I'm not saying don't eat Chinese food, but for me and my body, that didn't mix. And I'm not sure if there was bacteria or just something bad in the buffet, but it didn't agree with me. And I know when I was reading through the transplant papers, it says that after the transplant, you should avoid buffets and salad bars and sushi and those type of foods. And so it's probably wise for me, to start doing that right now. But I got over it. It was a 24-hour um, food poisoning deal, and it wasn't even 24 hours. I'd say about 12 hours, but kind of a bad day that day. Other than that, though, we've traveled to Sun Valley to meet with some family, and took my machine with us and stayed overnight. It's just kind of easy to take the dialysis machine, and that was really fun. Got to spend some time with some loved ones. So I'll go ahead and sign off for today, and the next time I record, we'll go over something else. Thanks.